trying to do some research to understand what is the electric pressure cooker really about. I know many of us probably have the pressure cooker. We'll use it for maybe just cooking beans or meat, and then it's kept away. We don't actually really use it for so much. But I believe that many of us know that there's a big advantage when you actually try to cook efficiently, even with the current, let's say, pressure cookers that we have. So over the last 2 years, since 2020, I think even 2019, we've been trying to understand how does this device really compare across our current cooking devices, our sigiris, LPG. Many of us maybe have the hot plate. Does it actually make sense? Someone would say, okay, do I just have to use it to cook beans or meat? Can it actually cook a lot more of our Ugandan dishes as compared to, let's say, just having a rice cooker? Can I actually use it to, let's say, typically at my home in a day, can I just say that I can use this device and I am happy to not use, for example, charcoal? So a lot of our work has been understanding the feasibility of using some of these efficient devices in our everyday cooking. So we've done the lab work of doing the comparative test of looking at how does the charcoal stove work compared to this? How does the electric hot plate work compared to this? LPG, what is the savings in terms of energy consumption, and then power consumption, time-wise? What does the food taste like? Does it actually come close? Like if you tell me cook your matoke here, does it come close to when I put it on my sigiri and it cooks the whole day? So a lot of that has been part of the work that we've been exploring. Yeah, it's been a journey. We've also managed to engage like some of the actual households, not just sitting at creek and then just trying to imagine things. So we've also engaged communities, households, for them to actually try and use these devices and tell us, give us feedback. Does it make sense? And so far, it's still work in progress, but so far, what we have seen is that people have appreciated it. Yes, it has some learning. That's why for people that have been coming and saying, I want this, I'm like, okay, yes, you can actually have this, but you need to learn how to actually use it, because you can easily take it and you're not very conversant about how do I set the time to cook my rice the way I want it. So it has a bit of learning to it, but it's actually a really good device. A couple of the people here, for example, Jenny, one of the cooks there, she has an EPC at home, and one of her testimonies is that she actually uses the EPC for almost 90% of her cooking, and she has discovered so many ways of cooking different meals using the EPC, and for her it makes sense. She's from work and she can wipe up a whole meal within less than an hour and the family is happy. So it makes sense. Definitely it has a target, a target market group, but those are all things we are looking at. Will it make sense, for example, communities that have very unreliable power? Like, are there things that can be done differently? So there's a lot, the team here, Ministry of Energy, there's a lot of influence you can do, because we are trying to go away from using a lot of our biomass for just cooking. It has many other purposes. So can we actually try to use more efficient gadgets? Era Umeme tell us there's surplus electricity, they want us to use it. Can we actually remove the inefficient devices we have in our homes and use some of these devices to cook more and actually reduce less of the biomass that we use in our homes? So I know it's going to take a process, but for us, the challenge that we have for us as CRIC is to prove that these things work. And if all of us actually, we can start with the people that are here. Take it, try it out at home. We are willing to walk the journey with you and guide you. You know that user training, how do you use it? I know some people will be concerned with safety issues, how safe is it, how do you maintain it to make sure it works well. There's a lot of many things around it, but I think for us this is a starting phase, and we are not stopping the process of getting feedback, fine-tuning what is on the market. The market also needs to grow, the supply market, to be able to have quality products. I mean quality, efficient devices. There's a lot of room for growth of this market. And I think for us, the journey has started, and I think partnering also with ministry helps us to move a step further. Some of these things, it's a challenge just getting them in here, because sometimes you're kind of double taxed, the cost is high, then you have to think of financing mechanisms, and how to make sure it's selling. So I think I can overtalk that roughly. So that's been our journey, and we're still continuing. And we really hope that we can test some of the food. Like I said, from our studies, even surveys we've done with people, because the surveys